Hi everybody, it's Deanna with toolsofenergyprotection.com, your energy shift expert, where I teach highly sensitive people and spiritually gifted people how to shield their energies. So tonight, I'm coming to you from my kitchen live again. There's still some construction going on at my office, and it's just a little bit crazy at my office, and the weather is all goofy, and it's just amazing. We have some beautiful storms, and we certainly do need the moisture, but we could live without the hail, respectively. So I like to say, whoops, there we go. Sometimes we're not in the office, it's a little bit challenging. So tonight I'm going to talk about, hi Susan Johnson, how are you doing tonight? I'm glad that you're with us live. I might have to hold the camera myself tonight, because trying to get it to balance out there, and it wasn't. So anyway, so what's going on is that we have had quite a few changes. We've had quite a few, hi Tracy, hi Joe, and hi Ed, thanks for joining. We've had a lot of changes with the planetary shifts and what's going on right now on the planet. And we've had, I'm trying to get all the electronics you try to get to work just to do a show, let me tell you. There's just so much going on. And there are, there's a lot of shifting going on. And so the eclipses are gone. And eclipses usually will wash energies in and out. But we still have planets in retrograde. And what we talked about last time is that the planets really don't go backwards, but from our perspective, they do, because we're on the earth and we're watching things go. But if you imagine those lines being energetic lines coming from the planets down to our planet and the moon, and kind of a little matrix of energies going back and forth, that's what keeps us moving. That's what keeps our hearts and our emotions going. Hi, Ed. Thank you for joining. I'm glad your boss in Denver looks good. That's good. I'm glad. So let me be a little bit more succinct. Sorry, I was a little bit looking over here, seeing what was going on with my silly computer. It seems to be having some issues. But anyways, hi, Nancy. So the eclipses are done, and now we're left with the retrogrades. So if you think about each planet kind of having a rubber band, and the rubber band is pulling back emotions and things that are hidden, and snap, it comes back forward and hits us, that's what you're looking for. That's what you're looking at for what's happening in your life, okay? So in your life, there's different things coming up. So the main things that we are looking for is our health, our wealth, and of course our relationships. And those are the most important things. So the energies have been taking us to different places. And one of the most important ones is self-love. Self-love is just very huge right now. And in the past, I've been looking back over some of the things I wrote last year and this time, and different things. And what is happening is that, last year we were talking about, it's like you're in my own kitchen, having tea with me. We were talking about an apex and being the hub. And so like we were the hub in the center of a wheel. If you imagine an old wagon wheel, it had the center, and then all these spokes that went out to the outside of the wheel to support the wheel. And we were asked to stand in that apex and look at the different relationships outward and how it shaped the tire, or how it shaped our world. And so we've been working on that for over a year. And now what's happening is we're being asked to look within and to clean up our own selves and clean up our own things. And so I've had a couple people contact me and say, Deanna, you're talking about self-love, you're talking about doing things for yourself, you're talking about getting rid of toxic people out of your life. Isn't that selfish? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. And let me tell you why, because most of my followers are highly sensitive people, or they're spiritually gifted people, and those people tend to get taken advantage of because we are sensitive, and our job, we have two little antennas on the top, is to sense what's going on in the world, and then we want to help fix it. We want to support it. Our desire is to help other people, and that is so much a part of, who we are, truly who we are, and that's what we do. And if you're a doctor, if you're in customer service, if you are, in any job, highly sensitive people usually end up with two kinds of jobs. One is working in accounting, any level of accounting, because numbers don't lie, and they don't have to worry about their feelings being hurt, so the numbers work, right? Used to be there myself. The other job highly sensitive people usually have is something in customer service, where we're giving out that divine love, whether we recognize it or not. We're running it out to everybody who's hurting, who's griping, who's dumping on us. Maybe they just had a bad day, and we answer the phone, "How can I help you?" And they dump all over us because we're just a nameless person on the other end of the phone. And we don't deserve it. And so we go, "Oh my gosh," we take on that energy. And then we carry it. And then we feel overloaded. And then we get dark circles under our eyes. We suffer depression. We suffer anxiety because we're carrying everybody else's poop. That's usually where highly sensitive or spiritually gifted people end up. So right now, the energy on this planet is shifting for all of you who are highly sensitive and spiritually gifted to get up off your butt, so to speak, and to claim who you are. And so many of you are so bright and so gifted, and I've been so blessed to have you come aboard as my students. There's many of you that are taking my spiritual level 1 class, and your gifts are so huge. But let me tell you what, you can have beautiful spiritual gifts, but if you've been battered and beaten and taken on people's stuff, you don't shine very well because you're afraid to. Bottom line, you're afraid to. Have you ever seen a dog, a beautiful dog, and somebody beats it continuously for doing something dogs do normally? Like if the dog goes and sniffs and you don't want it to sniff, there's ways to train a dog, but then there's dog-like nature. But I see people beat their dogs, and then, when you raise your hand to go touch the dog, he, pulls back because he's been beaten so much. That is how I'm seeing a lot of spiritually gifted people. If that's not you and you've empowered yourself, you go. But the rest of us that don't feel like we can stand up for ourselves or assert ourselves or have safe boundaries because we've given our energy to others and taken on the poop like we're the trash person, you don't have to carry it. The people that come through my neighborhood that take my physical trash, they put it in the truck and they go out to the dump and they dump it. They don't take it home. So why should you? So let's get back to the energies and what's happening with all these retrogrades. The retrogrades are like different energies pulling on you, in your relationships, in your health, in your finances. And they're all pulling back. And so we're feeling this pain within inside of ourselves of, quite frankly, can we do it? If you were with me last week, I didn't even want to get on the broadcast. I had these messages going on in my head telling me I was useless and nobody loved me and you all didn't want to hear from me. But I got on anyway, found out differently, right? So you may be having some negative emotions that have gone through your head. Those, for the most part, are stopping because the eclipses are done. So now we're kind of getting this reprieve, this chance to breathe and upright ourselves and make ourselves the person that we'd like to be. So if you have that toxic person in your life, it's time to make a decision with that person. Are you going to allow them to continue to be in your life? I was talking to someone today about toxic people in our lives, and there's a person in my life that I would like to go away. Just go away, right? Don't want anything to do with them. They're hurtful and they're spiteful. But the person reminded me of something I read not too long ago. It's not what people do to us, but how we react to what they do to us. And that's what shapes us. If anybody agrees with that, will you hit the like? I want to know if that's the way you feel. It's not about how people treat us, but how we react to the way we're treated. How many of you agree with that, please hit the like button for me. Okay. And so there's so many of us. Yay, I got a couple thumbs up. There we go. But if you, yay, okay, good. So we're on the right track. So, but many of us have been so beaten down that we don't even know how to feel ourselves because we've been told for so long how to feel, and we were like, oh no, I don't think so, we got beaten down. That is where the self-love comes in. And that's why I'm talking to you tonight is so important. It's really time to look at the self and discover who you are. Who are you really? Who is the beautiful light that's within you? Who is the divine aspect of God that's within you that needs to shine forward? And as you look at the toxic people in your life and begin to establish boundaries, I can tell you one thing for sure. If you have never established a boundary with somebody who's abusive to you, mentally, physically, spiritually, or emotionally, when you start to stand up for yourself, they're going to hammer you to try to put you back in that spot you've been in. So when you say no, make sure you say no definitively and just take small steps because you're going to back up that space that you live in. That's one of the things I talk about in my Spiritual Level 1 class, if you'd like to join up with that. The Spiritual Level 1 class talks about, how to claim your space in a way that you can, in a way that you can sustain and support. And just as a matter of wisdom, if you are experiencing physical abuse from someone, it's a great idea to pick up the phone and get some help and get yourself to a safe place, as that's not a good situation. If you're being emotionally abused, if somebody's emotionally beating you up day after day after day, if you can remove yourself from that situation, the faster the better. But again, use wisdom, because I know sometimes there's other things that are involved. You can't just simply pick up and walk out. You've got kids or you've got other obligations. So, do what you can. Take some steps forward. But understand that when you start to claim your space, that person isn't going to like you there. They're going to try to push you back in that other spot. So you got to be strong. But knowing who you are and how much you love yourself, that's the case. It looks like Francisco. It says, hi from Palermo. Sorry if I mispronounced that. Hi, I'm so glad to have you join us. Big hugs and kisses. Thanks for coming on. But we're talking about the energies right now and what they're supporting. And so they're literally, these retrogrades are hooking into what you haven't done with your health, what you haven't done with your relationships or your romances, and what you haven't done with maybe your education, but just different aspects of the life. The biggest aspects are health, wealth, and romance. So look at those areas of your life and see what you've done or haven't done, and please don't beat yourself up, but just make a note of it. And get some things done. Good gravy, get some things done. And for most of us that have children that are in school here in the U.S., it's that time for school to start. And so a lot of us are getting ready for school and buying school clothes and cleaning out rooms and cleaning out closets. And if you're cleaning out, I encourage you that whatever you clean out, recycle what you can. Of course, throw the trash out. But if you have toys or you have clothes that are still usable, I do encourage you to give them to other people so that God can work through you to share your divine abundance. That's a little side note there. Any questions tonight about the energy shifts, about the retrogrades and how this is positioning us? Oh, Francisco is trying to help me with the language. And sorry, I'm not understanding. But we are at the point in the talk tonight where we're asking if there's any questions about the energy shifts. And I know I see some people have just joined up, and I really thank you for that. Hi, Tracy. And as a reminder going forward, if you do have questions, post them down below. If you're on Facebook or YouTube, there's places down here, and even my WordPress page, toolsofenergyprotection.com, and I'll get to them as quickly as I can. But again, the eclipses are gone. They've left the energy behind to fertilize or cause fertility in our ability to grow spiritually and to develop our spiritual lives and to develop our sensitivities. And in fact, there's some people that have beautiful divine gifts that contacted me this last week, and actually one on Monday, that just bursting into their beautiful divine gifts, into the clear knowing, and to seeing, and to feeling, and to sensing. And really the Holy Spirit is working in a huge way. But it's up to us to let go of things that haven't worked for us, to get rid of that negative energy. And there's a couple people that I follow, and one lady that I follow today was talking about children. So just a little thing on kids. There is a big talk right now in the world at large about opiates and drugs and Hayavon and different things that are going on. Of course, there's always something going on that people are talking about. And right now, they're talking about kids and opiates and, you know, how kids are abusing drugs and this and that. And she was talking about being there for your kids. And I want to share with you that I totally agree. If your desire is to have children that are not going to go off and do drugs and experiment with drugs, or perhaps they're going to fall into bad other means, you know, there's more things than drugs for them to get in trouble with, then be there for your kids. Kids need attention, and they seek love, and they seek recognition, and the more attention and the more love that you can give them, the better they feel about themselves, and then they don't go looking for things to fill that hole. Children are trying to fill a hole sometimes, and that's why they get into drugs or bad friends or whatever, because somebody's going to tell them, hey, you're a really great person, take this pill. You feel really bad here, take this pill, smoke this stuff, whatever it is. It doesn't matter. The bottom line is, if you show your kids love and attention and give them value, they're going to have less of a pit inside of them, less of a hole, and they're going to feel more empowered, and they're going to go out and do great things. Not saying they can't without the other stuff, but it's harder. And if you're an adult and you have any pain in yourself, your parents didn't raise you right, they hated you, they abused you, they just didn't validate you. The neighborhood I grew up in, both parents usually worked 12-hour days, and the kids were left alone with a nanny and, you know, going to take out restaurants. They lived a lavish lifestyle, but those kids were going out and finding ways to get into trouble. And most of them, you know, some of them amounted to different things, but, you know, they still today don't feel loved. They don't feel self-value. So let's put a stop to that. And please don't tell me I don't have time to be with my children. Been there, fought that for the last 365 days. I run a business full-time, and I'm a full-time parent. And I love my girl. And it isn't easy for me to do my business and have time with her. But I'm doing everything I can this year. I am changing my platform as far as the times I'm working. You're going to see weekends open up. You're going to see nights open up. So if you've been waiting to get an appointment with me and you can't seem to get on the schedule because I'm working when you're working, there's going to be no excuse after school starts, none whatsoever, because I'm going to have weekend times, and I'm also going to have evening appointments. All right, I'm going to move on from that. I did get a question that says, I've been very overwhelmed lately. I hope I can move past it soon. Yes, you can move past it. The overwhelm is generally because you're not letting go of the energy, and new energy's coming in to replace the old. If you're letting go fast enough, it's like an overflowing bathtub. We can get together and work on that together if you like. So are there any other questions about the shifts that are going on right now? And it's a pretty easy time right now that we're not at an extreme energy shift. We're more like a little less than that. So, all right. Well, coming up in less than 3 weeks, I think it is September 9th, I will be at the Denver Merchandise Mart. Hi, Janine. At the Celebration Fair. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday for 3 days, talking to people, and I'll be doing a workshop on highly sensitive people. And you're welcome, Susan. Highly sensitive people, and probably have a little workshop live time. I'll be announcing more about that. I've got some stuff in the works. And I do have a spiritual level 1 class if you're ready to come out of the closet and get those beautiful divine gifts going in no fear. I have had a few people tell me they're afraid to take the class because they don't know if they want to be open to the things that they kind of sort of see. But let me tell you what, if you're seeing things, hearing things, sensing things, or knowing things, wouldn't you rather know what it is than just kind of wonder and be afraid of it? It's a beautiful world out there. And if you're hiding in fear, you're not going to find it. So come on, jump on board, get busy. Let's learn together, and I will support you the best I can. You can become a member of our Tools of Energy Protection group and find out some other dynamic, beautiful, gifted people, and they all, the ones I have come together to share things and support each other. So that's it. Hang in there. If you're just getting to the end of the video, then I invite you to wait until it's posted in just a few seconds and go back and replay it. Share it if you like. The idea is to get this word out to more and more people so they don't feel so crazy. I know I used to feel crazy with the energy shifts, but it's not just me. It's not just you. Hi, Linda. The energy shifts are very real and they affect us. And I would like for people not to think they're crazy and for them to know that there is a loving divine God that loves you very much and offers all kinds of wonderful opportunities for you to develop things and not live in fear. So again, I will see you next Tuesday here live. Spread the word. And if you'd like to come out Monday at the For Heaven's Sakes Books in Lakewood, Colorado, or if you'd like to come out Thursday at the For Heaven's Sakes Books in Denver, Colorado, I'll be there. You'll have to call though and get a time because I think I only have 4 times left on Thursday, 1-hour appointments, and we can talk about your specific challenge. We can clear the energies, get you feeling lighter, take a burden off of your chest, and getting you moving forward so you can take advantage of these beautiful, loving energies as they're coming along. So good night and have a great and wonderful evening.